ISEC releases list of candidates for local government elections. INEC says majority of online voter pre-registrants are young Nigerians. 4 quarter-finalists emerge in Nigeria Info's I Beg to Differ debate tournament. And on the foreign scene, Russia-Ukraine fighting continues overnight despite Washington peace talks. My name is Jude Omamegbe. This is the news.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Well, good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. The countdown to the possible end of the state of emergency declared in Rivers State is on. Yesterday, let's refresh your memory in case you may have forgotten. On the 18th of March 2025, President Bola Tinubu declared a state of emergency in the state and suspended Governor Siminalayi Fubara, his deputy Ngozi Ordu, and the State House of Assembly. He appointed a former Chief of Naval Staff, retired Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas, to oversee affairs for 6 months with a mandate to restore security and rebuild democratic structures. Yesterday, Monday, made it exactly 5 months, and stakeholders are weighing in on the positives and shortcomings. Leadership expert Professor George Ahunaya told our correspondent Oyekachi Wosu that apart from paying salaries, development in other sectors has been on hold. He also argued that the administrator has done nothing to improve security.
They have removed every other civil power, particularly political power, governance from him, and handed over to their allies, cohorts. They have virtually, sort of stripped him of his, democratically bestowed power. What you call settlement, the basis of settlement, political management, and the people who will dictate for him what to do. Any slightest mistake to make, they may push for impeachment.
But not everyone agrees. Lawyer Chidimenem Wadi pointed to the forthcoming local government elections and the ongoing verification of civil servants and pensioners as proof of the administrator's excellent performance in restructuring democratic governance.
By that year, we'll have local government election. That is restoring democratic structure. And if people will be voting, political parties are volunteering, not under a party, coming out deliberate that they will vote by 30th. Secondly, when you look at the structure of the civil service, persons have been appointed. And I think the man is democratizing. Today we have civil service structure. We have so many persons that have been appointed. Under a dispensation that is under Tata, you won't see such thing. So if we can have a civil service that is working, then we have local government that is about to take place. Then I think kudos should be given to the man.
On security, Wadi says he now sleeps with both eyes closed since the administrator assumed office.
And the essence of declaration of state of emergency is to ensure that nerves are calmed down, insecurity and all the rest. So for me, I think if it is to benchmark 50%, he has scored 45%. And like I said, those flashpoints, there is a total mitigation of insecurity. And courtesy of the sole administrator and those that are around him, including the local government sole administrators, they are working in synergy. So there is information going from the citizens and non-state actors. So for me, Rivers State is not like what it used to be. And I can hit my chest to say that my 2 eyes are closed each time I sleep within the state.
He also dismissed suggestions that Governor Fubara's executive power has been curtailed. Governor Fubara, his deputy, and the House of Assembly are expected to be reinstated by President Tinubu on the 18th of September when the state of emergency ends. The Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission has released the list of candidates and political parties cleared to contest in the upcoming local government elections. According to the Chief Electoral Officer, Michael O'Day, the names were published after a screening exercise held at the Commission's headquarters between Friday, August 8th and Tuesday, August 12th. Now, from the list, the PDP has only 3 chairmanship candidates: Dr. Gift Wolu for Obiakpo, Orwell Uhunda of Port Harcourt City, Chukwu Ogbugu for Ogba, Egbema, Undoni local government areas. On the other hand, the APC has 20 chairmanship candidates, which include Chidi Lloyd for Emowa, Obarimate Olo for Eleme. Ikwe local government area has Charles Wobodo, while Ineche is Chima Unjoku, among others. Correspondent Soibio Ruwari reports that 15 other political parties, including the Labour Party, did not field complete candidates for all 23 local government chairmanship and councillors positions. Meanwhile, a public affairs analyst, Peter Obi, says that the fact that PDP is presenting candidates in only 3 local government areas shows that some political leaders in the state are still positioning themselves within the party ahead of the 2027 general elections. He argued that those 3 LGAs combined have a voting strength that matches the remaining 20 LGAs where the APC candidates are running.
The political sharing and arrangement of this local government election is very significant. This is manifested in the sharing formula that we are seeing. Obiako, Falga, Onega giving a form for PDP, while other 20 local governments are giving forms for APC. Now, what should make people to worry is that these forms come from one political family, one political group, and so they have strategized on how to hold the both political party to hostage.
Also, Mr. We told our correspondent that many of the candidates cleared under both APC and PDP are not truly loyal to their parties, but to their leader, the FCT minister. According to him, this means neither the presidency nor the APC national leadership should celebrate any victory that may come from the August 30th local government elections. Still staying with the elections, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, says most of those who completed their online pre-registration in the ongoing Continuous Voter Registration CVR are young Nigerians. INEC National Commissioner and Chairman of the Information and Voter Education Committee, Sam Lumekun, said within just 7 hours of resuming the nationwide online registration yesterday, 69,376 Nigerians had completed pre-registration. He said out of the total registrants, 48,033 of them are aged 18 to 34, representing a 69.2% of early applicants. The INEC commissioner said that the portal remains available 24 hours daily at cvr.inec.org. That is www.cvr.inec.org. Olumekun adds that in-person registration will begin on Monday, August 25th across 811 state and local government offices nationwide between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m. on weekdays. Meanwhile, Labour Party's 2023 presidential candidate Peter Obi is urging Nigerians to take continuous voter registration seriously. In a post on X, Obi said that the permanent voter card is the most powerful tool for building a new Nigeria. He described it as the voice of the voiceless, the shield of the weak, and the weapon of the poor against injustice and bad leadership. In another news, a lawyer, Festus Oguche, says that the recent ruling by a Canadian federal court which classified some Nigerian political parties as terrorist organizations is not far from the truth. Speaking on Nigerian Info FM's Hard Fact, Mr. Oguchi explained that any organization that thrives on violence, destroys social order, and disrupts democracy is a terrorist organization.
Yeah, we have had a few cases of theft incidents in Hostel F, Hostel C, and even...
Apologies for that.
Any organization that panders to violence, to banters, to disruption of a sane society, that panders towards the enthronement of a violent order over and above the order of peace, the order of democracy, constitutionalism, is a terrorist organization within the bounds of that definition.
Festus Oguchi also added that to prevent Nigerians' politics from being seen as terrorist organizations, the country must sit up and ensure that its systems are not rigged.
It is an advancement towards a new world political order that countries should strengthen their institutions and make sure that they work and they meet global standards. Canadians do come here. The reports they are getting in the international community about our democratic system is not palatable at all. So it's just to get the countries to sit up and ensure that the system works, that elections are not rigged, that flawed elections, fraudulent elections will become a thing of the past, that people respect their constitutional obligations, their international obligations, particularly to human rights, particularly to the way you treat your citizens.
Well, still to come, courts to begin trial of 5 persons accused of bombing Catholic Church in Owo, Ondo State. Stay tuned, more to come.
On your talk station, the conversation.
And welcome back to the major news. At the end of this news bulletin, we'll have a recap just in case you missed out on those earlier stories. Now, day 1 of the second week of Nigeria Info's I Beg to Differ debate tournament has delivered yet another thrilling round of intellectual battles, with 3 debaters booking their places in the quarterfinals. In the first contest, Majesty Joseph Ochegbege, of Government Day Secondary School, Karu Abuja, went up against Chikwere Namsi Ruth of Government Science Secondary School, Tunga Maje, Abuja, on whether Nigeria's academic curriculum is preparing students for the future. Majesty took the win with 128.5 points to Ruth's 115.5 points. The second debate featured Olajolo Akinoluwa of Wellspring College, Lagos, and Abu Francis Helen Ebo of Government Science Secondary School, Biakasa Maitama, Abuja. They clashed over whether parents who push their children into sports are exploiting them. It was tight, but Akinoluwa edged it with 128 points to Helen's 126.5 points. The third clash brought real drama as Amuze David of Adebola Baptist Senior Secondary School, Lagos, faced Esther Joseph of Hisak Academy, Lagos, on whether Nigeria's problems stem more from bad leadership or corruption. Both tied 125 points, forcing a tiebreaker that Esther narrowly won with 39.5 points against David's 37 points. Now, at the end of the debates, Majesty emerged the best debater of the day, followed by Akinoluwa and then Esther, while Helen grabbed the wild card spot. The tournament continues Tuesday on Nigeria Info FM. Tune in. A federal high court sitting in Abuja is set to commence the trial of 5 persons accused of bombing a Catholic church in Owo, Ondo State. The Department of State Services, the DSS, had on the 11th of August 2025